State Champs Score is delivered by Hungry Howie's Pizza. Also brought to you by Lawrence Technological University, Alta Equipment Company, Michigan High School Athletic Association, and the Construction Association of Michigan.
And welcome back into the State Champs studio. Where else would you rather be on a Friday night? It is Score here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus, along with my broadcast partner, Grant Perry. I'm Sean Baligian. And Grant, this is fantastic. I love this. We love this. We're watching in real time as you guys are watching, reacting as you guys are reacting. So much great football being played in the state right now.
Yeah, there is. Talking about last week, really good matchups. And fast forward to this week, we're already starting to see some game tape here as we're sitting here about to bring you some coverage. And there is a lot of explosive plays happening. Excited to show you guys all what we've seen so far.
Hey, listen, the State Champs team is all over as well. We got camera people. We got the boots on the ground. We got Lauren Plant here. We got an entire staff here and a freshly manicured Patty Cesarini as well. Her manicurists, they lead the league, no doubt about it. Shout out to our friends from Jimmy John. They fed us. What a wonderful pregame meal that is. Nothing fills you like the gargantuan. That's hi, I'm Sean Baligian for the gargantuan. But no, listen, all jokes aside, we are fired up, ready to go and get to the action. Grant, why don't we get to some of that action right now?
Let's do it.
As a matter of fact, De La Salle and King, they started a little bit earlier. So the boys, they already have a bunch of highlights ready to go for this one. What a great matchup this is. The Crusaders taking on the Pilots, two fantastic programs. And it was De La Salle that got things going, Grant.
Yeah, they did early and often. Jackson Turr, number 7, with the receiver with the catch. He's had a big day so far for the Pilots.
King said, okay, well, we might have to open things up a little bit. How about this 57-yard pass to get things going for the Crusaders?
What a throw by Deuce Knight, quarterback for the Crusaders there.
Andrew Knight takes it in from 23 right here. Crusaders get on the board. They go for 2, but no good. So 7-6 at that point in time. Crusaders get the ball back, though, but it's picked off. How about that? Great field position as well, and it didn't take them long. You mentioned his name. How about number 2? Jackson Turr. Another touchdown for the Pilots.
Another one. Keeps them coming. Keeping them in this game. He's excelling at the receiver position tonight.
So 14-6 at the end of the first quarter, but look at right here. Remember that guy? That's Anthony Batante out of the Wildcat. And all of a sudden the Pilots are up 21-6. Crusaders now trying to get back in this one. Look at that cutback, getting back into the end zone. That was after a field goal had made it 24-6, 24-14. Crusaders come back. Another one right there.
What a catch.
But where we're at right now, Batante with a touchdown there. Last check, 31-20, DLS on top. That was last check. So if we get a score update, I know that's what Patty's doing here. If we get a score update, look at that, huh?
Big play after big play in this game.
That's the 80-yard catch and run. 31-20, your score right now. How about Gibraltar Carlson taking on Dexter? Some pretty good players in this one. How about this 48-yard touchdown run to put Carlson up 7-0?
Yeah, Trent Eisen right here with a great run. In this game, we've seen some fireworks in this one.
I forgot he didn't get in the end zone there. But he does here. That's 1 yard out. Carlson goes up 1-0. Dexter says, okay, I guess we have to answer here. And that's exactly what happens. Here's a big catch to set things up.
Cooper Arndt, quarterback for Dexter, doing his deal here. Finding
That's a heck of a ball, isn't it?
Yeah, Navarro. That's Cole Navarro, number 3. 200-plus yards last week. Stacking them on again this week.
Trent Eisen says, all right, I guess I got to go to work again, don't I?
Yep.
Look at that cutback.
And they got They got a Big Ten future prospect at running back. We haven't seen a highlight from Isaiah Wright yet for Carlson.
Unbelievable. But Dexter comes right back once again, ties it up at 14 apiece. That's William Simpson on the touchdown reception. You've heard that name mentioned a few times. Isaiah Wright puts Carlson back on top, 21-14. But back and forth we go, Grant.
Talk about fireworks.
Oh, you got to love every second of this, right? Are you kidding me? Look at all that space. Can he outrun everybody? Yes, he can.
Screen, baby.
21-21 at that time. But there's a reason Isaiah Wright is on our list, and he's so talked about. Here he puts Carlson back on top by a score of 28-21. Can you imagine what a great atmosphere that might be right now?
Man.
How about the Muth, Frankenmuth, taking on that offensive juggernaut that is Notre Dame Prep? You might need a calculator for this one as well. Muth gets on top, 12-yard touchdown run to take a 7-0 lead.
A lot of fireworks in this one as well. We know Notre Dame Prep can score. Can Frankenmuth score and keep them in it?
Well, nice drive down the field. Tartaglia gets into the end zone. We are tied up at 7 apiece. But that ND Prep offense starts coming. Take a look here. Block punt. Is he going to be able to pick it up? Is he going to be able?
Let's go.
There it is. A little juke move at the one just for style points. And it's suddenly 14-7 Prep. They're not done. Take a look at this run. Woo. Oh, baby. Explosive. They're now up 2 touchdowns, 21-7. But number 2 isn't done yet. No, he's not done yet. Check this out. Out of the backfield, can he get to that pylon? Can he? Yes, sir, he can. 28-7, Notre Dame Prep goes up. But Muth, you know this is a fantastic program. They're not going to give up. Nice big pass here. How about this name? Cash Tedford.
Man.
The cash money man takes it the distance.
He's cashing in.
Boy, we could be here all night doing this, right? How about Catholic Central and Clarkston? This is one a lot of people had a circle around, Grant. Lucas Bowman, are you familiar with his work?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, Lucas Bowman, we're going to see him do his work in just a second. This is caught and down to the 1-yard line. That's a 26-yard pass, and then they give it to Lucas Bowman, one of the vaunted Bash brothers, and Clarkson takes the early 7-0 lead. CC, undaunted, goes right down the field. How about Michael Dursa right here?
Right down the middle. Great ball by the quarterback, Bansa.
And you want to talk about explosive speed. Some call him the fastest player in the state. I know he's the fastest track guy in the state. Watch this, Samson Gash.
61-yarder here, Sean. He probably didn't even hit full speed there.
No doubt about that. So CC goes up 14-7. They're not done yet. Boy, does that look familiar?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Touchdown run. Fighting his way in from the 2. And Catholic Central, at last check, has a 21-7 lead over Clarkston.
Woo. That's a game that we had circled too. And for Clarkston to stay in that game, they had to shrink the game. And early on, it looked like they did. They got up 7-0, but Catholic Central, they're like that snowball. If they let you keep running, man, they're going to keep going downhill and get bigger and stronger, and that's where it seems to be headed.
You know, it's such an overused adage, but I'm going to use it here. CC's one of those teams you don't want to play catch-up to.
No.
You want to get ahead of them and try to make them play catch-up. If they get on top, life gets very difficult for you.
100%. There's teams that can operate from both sides of the ball, whether that's coming back from a deficit or staying ahead and trying to keep that lead. Catholic Central, like you said, Sean, is one of those teams that where if they're faced with a deficit, they're going to find a way back. But if they're up, that's not where you want to find yourself in your opposing team because they can run the football, they can throw the football, and that's why they're the number one powerhouse here in the D1 division.
So we appreciate you joining us tonight. We are watching as you are watching. I wish we could turn the cameras around. Maybe one day we'll turn the cameras around so you guys can see. Not only do we have the screen in front of us, I'm pointing right there. Not only do we have the screen in front of us where we can watch multiple games, but honestly, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different guys back there kind of monitoring what is going on and writing updates and pulling highlights and everything so we can react as you react here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus. We will check in with Patty Cesarini in just a moment for some instant updates, even before the highlights come in, because let's face it, a lot of times what we're doing is exactly what Grant and I were doing about 20 seconds before this show started. Kind of going all over Twitter, going, okay, well, let me try to find this score. Let me try to find that score. That's what we try to do. We're your own personal Twitter. You don't have to use your fingers. We can do the work for you. Speaking of which, and great fingers and great French manicures, why don't we throw it to Patty Cesarini? Good evening, Patty.
Hey, guys. No French manicure this time, though.
It's a beautiful manicure, though.
Thank you. Let's get some football scores, shall we? So if we take a look at Division II, Traverse City Central leads Portage Central 13-10 at the half. Orchard Lake St. Mary's up 35-7 on Midland Dow at the half. St. Clair Shores Lakeview up 7-3 against Birmingham Groves. Moving on to Division III. Zeeland West up 22-7 against Lowell in the second quarter. East Grand Rapids trailing 14-6 against Mount Pleasant in the second quarter. DeWitt, this was just the most recent one that came through, up 42-20 against Fenton. And then another big one that I had was Jackson Lumen Christi up 14-7 against Ida at the half. And I will send it back to you guys.
Lumen Christi's a team to keep an eye on. We were all together at Lumen Christi when they knocked off that prolific ND Prep team. They can put a lot of points on the board, Grant.
They sure can, and we're seeing it here. I mean, they got a little bit of a lead here early on. Expect that lead to grow. Lumen Christi can score the football with the best of them, so we'll see how that one turns out, and we'll keep you posted.
Hey, can we give you an update, by the way, on our Mr. Football Award? We say from the first week of the season, the most important thing for you guys is to make your voice heard. That's right. The online vote getter automatically gets into our Final Four, no matter what. So if you mount up, Brother Rice Nation mounts up and votes for Grant Perry, Grant Perry's automatically in our Final Four, for example. But this year, our voting has stopped, and congratulations to that young man right there, who is, when all is said and done, is going to be one of the most highly recruited guys out there, Grant, in this state, Dakota Garant.
Yeah, he's a special player. And talk about the most voted player. I mean, this kid could not receive any votes and still win this award. He's that good. We did a segment last week about building our best receiver, and we take the hands, the speed, the size, the route running. You pick 4 different guys, but this guy could be that sole receiver. He's got the size, the speed, and he's got another thing on his side. He's got another year left. That's the scariest part, Sean. He's got just one more year. He's only a junior doing this at this high of a level. And like you said, he's going to be at, I don't know if he'll be at the Bryce Underwood of recruitment, but he's going to be right there with him as far as popularity, nationwide attention. It's a name you won't forget.
You're going to be hearing that name so much the rest of the way as they continue to play. And as you said, Grant, into next year, and more of those national programs are going to come calling. And as we talk about all the time, Grant, I think the secret is out. You see guys from this great state going all over the place now. People know that there's a heck of a lot of talent. The ground is fertile, so to speak, in the great state of Michigan.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, we got plenty of players playing all over the country, whether it's Big Ten, SEC, ACC, Michigan in high school athletic. The football is represented all over the college landscape and also the professional field as well. So it's exciting to see that keep growing. A lot of seeds that are being planted in this fertile soil. Excited to see them grow and blossom.
I hate to put you on the spot like this, and I hope the crew isn't mad at me, but when they started coming in for you, for people out there that don't know, Grant played at Brother Rice, eventually went on to University of Michigan. Come on, you were Grant Perry, University of Michigan. But when the offers started coming in, was it a trickle? How did that work itself out? Was it boom, 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 all of a sudden there were a bunch of offers there?
Yeah, I mean, good question. So I was more of a, so I was a 3-star. I'm going to be nowhere near to where Dakota Garant is. He will have the opportunity to go wherever he wants in college. Schools sending letters. And it's getting to the point for Dakota where schools will probably stop sending letters because he's going to have a top 10 here, within the next year or so, and those are going to be those schools. But for me, Central Michigan was my first offer. That came in the summer of my junior year. And it's kind of it's a little bit like that, Sean, what you said, the trickle effect. As soon as one school kind of hits you and throws their name on you, most of them start following. I started collecting some of the MAC, and then after a really good start to my senior year, some of those bigger, Northwestern and Michigan started rolling around. So that was kind of my angle and my path. But Dakota, I mean, if he wanted to come out right now, schools would take him. I mean, he's that good.
Yeah, I mean that's a wonderful thing. So we got him for another year, but let's face it, nobody's thinking about next year. That's why you're here right now. You're thinking about tonight. You're thinking about what's going on around the MHSAA, and that's why we do this show. Score. It's a heck of a lot of fun. I said it earlier. I said, what else would I be doing on a Friday night? I'd probably be at one game looking at my phone the entire time for updates on the other games. And you know what? We can sit here together, have a good time with you, and watch some of the action around the state. Hey, I'll tell you what. Why don't we take a look at some of the playoff matchups, guys, from Division 8 and Division 7. You and I have been doing this the last couple weeks. I know Pewamo, Westphalia, at last check, this is well before the show started, mind you, but I saw that they were up in that game over Ithaca. I think that's not a big surprise. If we get any updates on the other ones, we'll let you know. But some interesting matchups there. That Menominee team, outstanding. I like that 9-2 matchup between Hanover, Horton, and Schoolcraft. Westphalia, at Pewamo, Westphalia, as I mentioned, a perennial power, and boy, I like that matchup down there as well. That Millington, the defending champs, taking on Clinton.
Yeah, very familiar with Millington. I'm excited to see what they do. Did St. Monroe CC get knocked out last week?
I think
that's, are they below? I remember seeing them up.
Let's go below. Maple City, Bark River, Hudson, Springport, Harbor Beach. We saw them earlier in the year. That team was a juggernaut. What a matchup that is. So, because Beale City not to be undone. Take a look at that point differential between those two teams.
I would love to know the difference in 0.4 points. Like, what is that deciding factor? Harbor Beach and Beale City. I mean, that's shaping up to be a great matchup.
John Watson, you know what? That's a great idea. Why don't we call somebody from the MHSAA sometime and see if we could get somebody on to explain that kind of stuff. I love it. Grant, that's a great idea. It really is. Medicine Heights, Madison, and Cabrini as well. So there is a look at Division 7 and Division 8 semifinals. So good stuff there. No doubt about it. We are reacting in real time, waiting for more highlights to come in and more scoring updates. That's the coolest thing about this. He's Grant Perry. I'm Sean Baligian. It's a Friday night in November. We still got a few weeks of playoff left. Grant, I say this all the time. The reality for a lot of these young men, some of them are going to be fortunate like you were to go on and continue their career. But the reality is there are a lot of young men in the great state of Michigan. This is it.
Yeah.
Tonight is their last football game. What a sobering feeling that must be.
It is. And like you said, I experienced that a little bit later on, at the end of my senior year in college. But, just to have that thought of what I felt at the end of my college career, but tailored back to high school, I can't even imagine, man. Just trying to put myself in those shoes. You got to imagine the kids that are understanding that, hey, this might be my last opportunity. They are probably going to go, in other words, balls to the wall. They are going to put everything out there, lay it all on the line, because, I mean, you get one last opportunity guaranteed, and it's tonight. Why not go out there and make it worth it?
How much does the last game stick in your head? You hear people talk about it all the time, and is that do you still think about the last game?
I do. Yeah. We played Florida in the Peach Bowl, and we got our butts kicked, and you always hear about everyone has that come to with themselves moment. Hey, like, dang, this is my last moment, and that hit me when I was on the plane ride home, and to be honest, man, I cried like a baby, just knowing, like, hey, like, this is, like, that was my last game, most likely. Just with my brothers as well, like, not knowing that I'm not going to be with some of the guys I played with and whatnot. It's a tough feeling. So hearts out to anyone that plays their last game tonight. But if you're hearing this pregame, go balls to the wall, man. Give it everything you got, and no regrets tonight.
What people don't understand, Grant, is I got your back there. I mean, you probably don't even remember life before football. You were a little kid running around in diapers before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when all of a sudden such a big integral part of your life is gone forever, I don't think there's a human being out there that could blame you for that, my friend.
Yeah, no, and it's common, and you saw a few other guys on the plane, kind of sharing that moment, but it's sobering, man. So, hearts out to those kids tonight playing out there in what possibly is their last game, but don't even think of it like that, man. You have those thoughts after, but during the whistle, during the clock, man, go as hard as you can. Finish strong here on this wonderful regional playoff night.
By the way, we mentioned that voting had stopped on our Mr. Football Award. Congratulations once again to Dakota Garant from Harper Woods. It also stopped on the Anvil, and we have some congratulations and announcement to make as well. Take a look at the list first. And Grant, congrats go out to
Tristan Comer.
Out of Freeland.
Let's go.
That is your online vote winner. Again, automatically in the top 4. Automatically in the top 4. The committee's going to get together, talk about who the other 3 shall be. But Tristan Comer from Freeland, you are one of the finalists in the State Champs Anvil Award. And I got to say it again. I think this was a brilliant idea. Grant, as you take a look at Tristan there. Grant, let's look at some of these highlights before we talk about what these biggins do.
Yeah, let's check it out. Playing that left tackle spot, seeing him just seal off the edge, playing that O-line spot. You got to have strong hands, good feet. You got to be able to move a guy against his will, as you see right there. Tristan Comer just absolutely being the hammer and not the nail. And like you said, Sean, I love this aspect of the Mr. Football, Mr. Football and the Anvil Award is letting the community get involved and let them try to raise up one of these young men and try to get them on the list, because this is what it's all about. It's high school sports. Every Friday night, every community's out supporting these kids. So why not towards the end of the year? Let's get everyone going, get the votes rallied up, and make it a great, healthy competition. It's awesome, Sean.
No, it really is, and it's fantastic to talk about so many of the great players throughout the course of the year. Every year there's so much turnover, so it's like in late summer, Lauren and I do that first show together, and you have to explain everything all over again, because you have to remember there are a lot of people that haven't been through this process. And so ad nauseum, we say, here's our criteria. We have guys all over the state. We have people watching everywhere. But this, you can make a difference. If your school mounts up and votes your guy on the list into that top spot, automatically they get into the Final Four. So on both sides, one of our 4 finalists are already selected. And once again, congratulations to Harper Woods and to Freeland for mounting up and getting their guy in. And I'm going to say it again. I love this idea because as you get older, you become more acclimated. And even wide receivers like Grant will tell you, everything in the game of football starts in the trenches. Everything.
It does. You're not lying, Sean. And these big nasties and these defensive linemen, man, it's the reason the game is what it is today. It really starts up front, whether it's the run game or stopping the run. That's the essence of football. So you got to give these guys some love, and that's exactly what the Anvil Award does.
We all get enamored by the shiny things. The quarterback with the great arm, the wide receiver that catches 3 88-yard passes against Catholic Central on a Friday night. Not that I know anybody that did something like that, but no, we all get enamored by the shiny things. But at the end of the day, it's those big guys up front that make things happen. And Grant, on both sides of the line, you control the line of scrimmage. Hey, if a defense imposes its will on you, you know better than anybody how hard it is to do anything offensively.
Absolutely, yeah. If that D-line is really getting in your backfield, playing in your backfield, especially with the high school game, and a lot of the game is going to be run. You're going to see a lot of quarterback design handoffs or quarterback design runs. So if that defensive line can play in that backfield, there's a good chance if one of those guys balls out, he'll end up on the Anvil Award watch list.
I'm telling you guys, you know how they have the Manning cast? It's like the alternative cast on Monday night. What we need is the score cast to watch. It is so busy in here. There are just people going in and out and in and out. Robbie keeps walking in and smiling and then walking back out. Our cast of guys looking at screens and getting highlights together. People keep running up to Patty and handing scores to her. This is such a fun night, and do you know what it reminds me of? Is somebody who's worked in the business and been at a radio station or television station on an election night. It's almost like an election night.
Sean, I'm not even gonna lie. I was trying to think of a similarity, and I swear, election night came to me as well. It's like, Livingston County's results are in. Let's see, Oakland County, 100% agree with you there, Sean. This is an election.
Listen, I was always just the sports guy at the radio station or television station, but you kind of sit back in awe going, this is cool. Look at all these people working. And Grant and I aren't doing anything. That's the best part about it. You guys keep working, and we'll stay up here doing nothing. Another person who's working is Patty Cesarini. Patty, what do you got for us?
Birmingham Groves now took the lead, 10-7 against St. Clair Shores Lakeview. The final from De La Salle and King. De La Salle walks out with a win, 31-20. DeWitt 49-20 against Fenton. That's a very high-scoring game. DeWitt offense just going, one after the other. And then if we take a look at Division 4, Goodrich 21 to Williamston. They've got 20. That's still at half. Haven't seen any updates come across with that one. Grand Rapids West Catholic 17-0 against Kalamazoo Hackett right now. And as of now, that's all I've got for you guys. So back to you.
You know what? How about props to the Pilots, huh?
Yeah, they're playing some good ball, and it's looking like it's going to be a really good matchup if DeWitt holds on there next round. Hey, and they started in this playoff 3-6, and we said, hey, you got to watch out for those teams that may be coming 5-4 or the occasional 4-5. In my time playing and now watching, I've never seen a 3-6 team make it to the playoffs. I learned that during COVID, there was Oak Park actually had 0 wins, and they made it, and they went on a really long run. So something about these teams that maybe don't have the best regular season, know a little something about making a playoff run, and De La Salle's doing just that.
Coach Roan knows a little something about making a playoff run as well, huh?
Sure does.
Yeah,
Yep.
we've seen that before. Couple different places, and congratulations to the Pilots. I don't think there were many people that thought that they would walk into the Crusaders' backyard and win that game, but here we are.
Yeah, hey, and, like you said, I mean, it starts with their leader, and Coach Roan is a guy that's been through it, knows how to do it, and is doing it right now.
All right, fantastic. What was that, John? Okay, 5-6 now. After the last 2 games, 5-6. Division 5-6 playoffs as well. Take a look at some of those matchups there.
Yeah, Oof.
We'll go. Lumen Christi was on top of Ida. That was the last update we got a little while ago. Kingsley and Reed City, that's a good matchup. Kent City and Montrose. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Ooh. Someone's got to lose. Man, that's...
Almont just keeps rolling, don't they? It just seems like
do.
they always got a squad. Detroit Edison. Can you guys scroll up? Thank you. Let me check that out. Swan Valley. Look at, boy, what a matchup that is. There's Monroe Jefferson taking on Michigan City. Notre Dame Prep and Franken. We saw that early, and Notre Dame Prep was rolling, huh?
Yeah, there was some really good plays in that game. West Catholic, Grand Rapids had a really good win last week against Grand Rapids Catholic Central. That was a huge rivalry. West Catholic moves on, and they're, from what we heard, doing pretty well here so far in this matchup.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Once again, we were talking about it. You heard her mention in the update that DeWitt offense. Man, you want to talk about a juggernaut?
Yeah,
they have built a juggernaut up there. So, what's funny is Grant and I are talking, and I would like to think that I'm a human being that can do things at one time. But as I'm talking, I'm looking at some of those scores rolling as well, and that's why sometimes if you see me kind of pause for a second, it's like, okay, West Catholic, there's the score. Michigan Center, look how about Monroe Jefferson, boy oh boy, pretty cool. Notre Dame Prep, let's see, 28-14. Yeah, that's at the half. Props to Chuck who built that. Chuck built that scroll on the bottom. And so we are constantly having that updated. So that's the cool thing. If you're one of those people that can do 2 things at once, I know our wives like to tell us you can't do 2 things at once. But if my wife is watching right now, I can do 2 things at once. I'm talking to Grant, I'm talking to you, and I'm looking at those scores. So na-na, right?
2, that's 3 things, Sean.
That's almost 3 things, right?
Yeah.
I'm such a big kid now. Glad you could join us wherever you may be. We have a lot of fun doing this on Friday night. Now, programming note, we're not going to be here next week.
Yeah.
We're not going to be here next week.
We're going to be somewhere up north.
We're going to be in Marquette next
excited.
week. We are doing the 8-player finals from the Superior Dome. So we'll be driving up on Friday, and we'll have a couple of games on Saturday. Grant, really looking forward to it.
As am I. It's maybe my first trip with the State Champs crew up to Marquette. Excited to see what it's all about. Never have witnessed 8-man football in person. I got a lot of questions that I got to answer this week before we get up there, but excited nonetheless, and going with a great group of guys.
Yeah, we really do have a fun time together. It's we get I call it the party van. We get a big van. Everybody packs into the party van. John Watson will be the first guy to tell you I'll be the quietest guy in the van. Grant.
All I can imagine is Home Alone, John Candy, the polka van that drives.
That's exactly it. So, Grove's up 17-7 now. Wow. Coach Flaherty just keeps getting it done. Yeah. It's amazing. EGR Mount Pleasant 14-6. Zeeland West, I'm going to say it again. Zeeland West, Zeeland East, it doesn't matter. They play football, but so does Lowell, huh?
They're in a good one there, 22 all there.
Boy, 49-26 at the half. How about that?
You said their offense was a juggernaut. You're not lying there,
There's
Sean.
your final in case you missed it. The Pilots knock off the Crusaders. Another great season from the Crusaders. Congratulations, you guys. How about Unity Christian? 38-14 at the half, huh?
Make a statement.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of good games going on around the state, and as the footage continues to trickle in, as the highlights continue to trickle in, we're going to try to let you see some of the packages, some of the big plays out there, as well as hey, listen, we're reacting in real time like you are. That's the coolest thing about this, Grant.
Frankenmuth scores. They make it a one-score game, 21-28 versus Notre Dame Prep. That one is fresh out of halftime.
Oh, and I love when, like, you guys can't see this, out of the corner of my eye right there, somebody's about to hand me something. There you go. No, I want people to see this. Like, John Watson's going, do I step in? No, yes, step in. This is what we're talking about. This is the reacting in real time stuff. Here's that score. Ask and ye shall receive, Grant. It was 28-14 at the half.
This was earlier.
This is earlier. That's Notre Dame Prep. I think that's the score that put them up 28-14, correct? Mm-hmm. So that was your score at halftime. And Frankenmuth with a quick answer here. Ooh, boy, look at that breakaway.
Hey, what was Mr. Cash? Is that correct? Mr. Cash Tedford there?
Ooh, baby.
I think that was the first half highlight as well, though. I think Cash Tedford, he's got a couple scores here today.
Yeah. So we'll take a look here. I think this is the score. The boys in the truck can let me know. Handoff there. Yeah, it was. That is Brady Lipka with the touchdown run. And Frankenmuth back in it?
Yeah, it's a good game, man. We know Notre Dame Prep can score, and Frankenmuth saying, hey, hold on now. We're not just a tourist city. Hey, we can play and score some football as well, and they're doing just that. Really good score there right out of half.
Some of the best chicken you'll ever eat. If you haven't gone up there yet, I'm telling you what, everybody has their spot. I'm not going to disrespect one or the other. Zenders or Bavarian Inn. We're a Bavarian Inn family. You go up there, that dressing in particular.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I got one fun fact about Frankenmuth. Besides the chicken, I played baseball like basically my whole life up until high school. And the one time I hit a home run over the fence, clear the fence where I get to jog the bases, was in Frankenmuth. So Frankenmuth's got a special place in my heart.
Did you eat chicken afterwards to celebrate?
Before, after, and I got to go home plate too.
I told my kids that's where Santa Claus is born. The whole year before Santa Claus thing. Anybody familiar? We'll talk about it at another day. It is a magical place. There's no doubt about that. I know there's a magical place that's involved with feeding us tonight as well. I've been told we have a surprise coming up on the stage at some point in time. Like BJ's been teasing me with a surprise all night. When is the surprise coming on the stage? Because I'm looking forward to the surprise on the stage. Yeah, bring it out now. Because I saw Jimmy John's bag, and I know. Look at BJ. That a boy. Yeah, BJ. So, Grant, are you ready for this?
What do you got?
This is. I'm going to show it to you. I haven't even looked at it myself. I heard a rumor, and I guess I'm about to find out that the rumor is true. So, shout out to Jimmy John's, who were kind enough to feed us tonight. Thank you. We have a cast of thousands in here, so you guys saved our lives. There's no doubt about it. And some of these people have been working for many, many hours. Grant and I just sit here, okay? But this is, now check this out. I didn't know this existed, Grant, and because I'm such a nice human being, guess who gets half of it? You get half of it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This is, oh my goodness, it really is. You weren't joking. It's a pickle sandwich. Instead of
goodness.
oh my goodness gracious!
I thought the Mr. Football winner was his name was gonna be in here or something.
Now, John Watson, am I allowed to eat this like on the? You are asking for trouble, John. You are asking for. This is a. I'll let you take a bite first.
That's really, really good. Oh my
You know what I
goodness.
like? They put the meat on there. That's what. All right, you know what? While we destroy the pickle sandwich, why don't we throw it to Lauren Plant? What up, LP?
And I just want to say that anybody who's watched It Welcome to Derry knows about pickles, and it's a horrific thing. I don't know if we'll eat them ever again. Hey, let's get you talking about what's happening here between Michigan Center and Monroe Jefferson. This is a Division 5 regional, and this is Drake Jones. 60 yards, his touchdown put the Bears up 6-0. So let's keep it going. And again, this is Jefferson and Michigan Center. Carson Pett, the quick throw to Trey Oldenburg, and he is going to muscle in for a 10-yard score. The 2-point try would end up being good, and Jefferson led 8-0. The next drive, it's going to be Luke Beaudry, who is going to find a lane, and good night. A 60-yard touchdown. This is becoming a pattern, boys. We're seeing it a lot so far tonight. Bears rolling, now up 14-0. They decided that they were going to go for two, and it would be a successful try as Brent Janot is going to power in for this 2-point trier. So Jefferson stretched their lead to 16-zip. But finally, MC would get on the board. Hayden Hinkle is going to drop it perfectly to Brennan Forward. That is a 20-yard touchdown. Cardinals cut it to 16-6, and that is where we stand currently as far as highlights go. But let's move on to our next matchup. Two of the best offenses left in Division I, undefeated Cass Tech, the defending champs, and Saline, one of the most explosive passing teams in the state. They came out firing. First off, it's Donald Tabron over the middle to CJ Sadler. This is a 10-yard touchdown. Cass Tech took a 7-0 lead, but Saline would respond. This is the Mr. Football candidate, Tommy Carr, rolling. He's going to find Carson Cherry. He's going to take it 42 yards to the crib, and that would tie this game at 7. But the Tabron to Sadler connection would not end. This time, he is going to hit the UNC commit, who is going to put it in another gear. 61-yard touchdown for CJ Sadler. Cass back on top in this one, 14-7. But I will say that Saline, so far at least early, was hitting them punch for punch. Carr is going to fake the handoff. He's going to go deep, hit Cruz Hansen. He is going to have a 60-yard score himself, and we're tied again at 14. But there's something about that man, C.J. Sadler, just getting it done on both sides of the ball. This is going to be a pick six, 72 yards to the crib, his third score of the night. Cass Tech leads this one 21-14.
Great stuff, LP. Boy, that is one that everybody has had their eye on. Make no mistake about that. Two teams that have had monster seasons with monster players. Guys on our Mr. Football Award. Are you kidding me? And by the way, speaking of Are You Kidding Me, before we get to our next set of highlights, can I tell you how absolutely legitimate that pickle sandwich is? You just wait, young man. You just wait. One day, carbs aren't going to be your friend anymore. They're going to say, we once got along really well.
Yeah.
Carbs and I were like that for a while. We really were. And then one day they said, Mr. Baligian, we're not a big fan of yours anymore. And I said, oh, yeah, well, I'm not a big fan of yours anymore. And so, you know what? You want to save some carbs? Get that pickle sandwich. That was
pretty good.
Did you see where mine went?
It disappeared magically.
She gone. He still has his.
Yeah.
Mine's all gone. All right. Why don't we take a look at Groves and Lakeview, some of the highlights in that one. No score after one. I'm telling you, I love those jerseys, though, Grant.
They're clean, man.
That is
All
a
gray.
clean look. McKee with a 1-yard sneak. That gives Lakeview the 7-0 lead. Groves was able to get a field goal before halftime, but your score at halftime saw Lakeview up by a score of 7-3. Third quarter, though, Groves said, our turn. Jeremiah Whitley touchdown run gives Groves a 10-7 lead. Then he says, okay, 1 was good, 2's better. Scores again. It's 17-7 Groves. Now, remember, they were down 7-0 And until late in the first half and down 7-3 at the half, Groves isn't done yet. Take a look at this, Grant.
The misdirection reverse. Great job there. Great lead blocking. Easy stroll to the end zone there.
Groves in control now, 24-7. And I'll say it again, Coach Flaherty, great guy, been there forever. Boy, we had a blast there doing some games a couple last year. Groves seems to be peaking again at the right time.
Yeah, they do. And they lost a lot of players last year. I had some questions. Could they get back to the same spot? Could they beat a De La Salle type team in the playoffs similar to last year? And so far they're answering all the right questions. Their backup quarterback last year, Lavelle Shannon, looking really good. Running back number 23, running the ball really well. Again, looking like a typical, like you said, Sean, late steaming Flaherty type of team.
So glad you could join us Friday night. We're all reacting in person. And you know what? What better way to give you an example of that than check in at the scoreboard table with our own Patty Cesarini. Patty?
Thanks, guys. I would say the biggest update that I have right now, Traverse City Central and Portage Central, they're in the fourth quarter. Back and forth game right now. Traverse City Central on top, 20-17. Now, if we take a look at D6, Lumen Christi, the offense not as potent as it typically is. 14-7 still against Ida in the third. But I'm actually not going to send this one back to you guys now, because what we're going to do here, in honor of the Detroit Catholic Central and Clarkston game, we're going to play a little game of our own.
Oh, I like games.
Let's
I know,
go.
I know.
Okay.
And it's called Gash Brother versus Bash Brother.
Oh.
So I'm going to read off a stat line, and you guys are going to have to tell me, is it a Bash Brother, a Gash Brother, and which one?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. So we've got single game statistics, offensive stats, defensive season stats, you name it, and then we've even got a little which Bowman brother, a who did it type of scenario. So we're gonna go with this one first. All right. Do you guys get the rules? We understand?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Does a winner get a pickle sandwich?
That's a BJ question,
right,
but
BJ,
I think I deserve a pickle
BJ
sandwich. Just
I think
saying.
Patty
Just
does. I think I
saying.
deserve another one while we're at it. Thank you, Jimmy Johns.
All right, let's get it going. Okay, so who had 66 touches, 1,295 yards, and 14 touchdowns?
Okay. It's one of the Bowman twins. I know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? One of us are going to win.
Yeah.
I'll say Lucas.
All right. I think it is Lucas. Okay. I guess I go Griffin then.
You guys are both wrong. That was actually a Gash brother. That was Samson Gash on the season.
Can I still get a pickle sandwich?
My set said 13 this past week, but okay.
That was good. That was really good. Okay.
Really? Wow. Okay.
That was funny. All right. Who had 58 tackles, 2 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles? This is a defensive season stat. I'll help you guys out in that regard.
Okay.
But obviously, you guys would figure with the amount that it would be a defensive season
You want to do the
stat.
50-50 thing again?
Yeah, sure.
58
let's go. I'll go
tackles,
Lucas.
2 sacks,
Yeah.
3 forced fumbles.
I'll go Lucas Bowman.
We're both going Bowman.
Or sorry, what is a Lucas Bowman?
That's better. I
Could
like
you
that.
do
I
it in
like
the
that. I
form of a
like that. I
question,
like that.
please?
You guys are both right.
Yeah.
You guys are both winners. So I'll mark you guys both down for that one. All right.
Okay, we both went Lucas, sure.
Yeah.
Let's go single game statistic category.
All right.
7 touches, 110 yards, 1 touchdown. How about this? We'll give you guys a bonus point if you can guess the game it was from, too.
This is a single game stat.
Single game statistics.
Can you say the stat again, please?
Of course. 7 touches, 110 yards, 1 touchdown.
Is it cheating to figure out or ask you how the touches were acquired?
I cannot give you that information.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I can hear the Jeopardy theme playing in my head right now, and it's driving me nuts, right? Notice how I did that, too, because Channel 4, Jeopardy. Notice it? See that? See that? I'm right there with
Well
you guys.
done,
I'm right
well
there
done.
with you, Local 4. I'll go Little Gash.
Okay. I'll go Lucas Bowman again.
You guys are both incorrect. Samson Gash against Heartland.
Did you mean little or youngest?
Youngest, yeah,
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
that could have
yeah,
qualified.
That's true, yeah, that's true.
Okay. Let's try a which Bowman brother? 24 touches, 180 yards, 1 touchdown.
I've been going with Lucas all night, so I may as well just stay with him, right?
Yeah. I just said Lucas, so I'll go Griffin.
Lucas Bowman.
Okay.
I owe that kid a pickle sandwich.
Okay, here we go. 83 touches, 816 yards, and 14 touchdowns.
All right, I think I know this one.
I'm going to say Lucas.
I'm going to say Griffin.
That is Griffin. Griffin is correct.
They're so,
All right,
so
Sean.
synonymous.
Okay.
I'm getting so lucky.
Okay, 64 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 tackles for a loss. 64 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 3 tackles for a loss.
Gideon Gash.
Just to be different, I think he's right. I'm just going to, my defer is Lucas Bowman, so I'll say Lucas Bowman.
Grant is correct with Gideon Gash.
I knew he was right.
Well done. Snaps.
And that's a cornerback, too, ladies and gentlemen. That's a 6'4" junior cornerback making 64 tackles, which, correct me if I'm wrong, that's more than both Bowman twins, right?
What'd you say again?
64 total tackles is more than, I think they were at 58, 50
Both of
something.
them combined?
No, not combined.
Or it was more than Lucas, yeah.
Okay, more than Lucas.
Lucas had 58 tackles,
Okay,
and then Gideon had 64.
64, gotcha.
Okay.
Your nails look great, by the way, Patty.
Thank you.
Shout out to your manicurist, who I
Shout
found out
True.
is
Go-
actually a fan, right?
She is, yes.
Let's go.
Go to Obsession Nails and ask for True. She does the best job.
We're throwing shout outs all over the place,
I
right?
have to. I have to shout her out. 9 touches, 133 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's in a game.
Correct.
Can we phone a friend?
Yeah,
Why
Robbie's
not?
staying
Why
there.
not?
Robbie's-
Why not? Let's make it interesting. It's granted.
All
I
right,
guess-
Robbie, nine touches, 133 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Which Bowman is that? Or is it Samson Gash? Yeah.
Yes. 9 touches, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That's Samson Gash.
Can I think I know the game too. Am I correct on Samson Gash?
No.
Well, you know what? Defer mode. Lucas.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Lucas.
Yeah, Griffin.
Griffin is correct. Now, for a bonus, can you tell me what game it was?
Was it the game we did?
Yeah, I want to. Like that was where I was.
Was it the game we did?
No, it
No.
was not. Isn't this hard?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Yeah, I know.
is.
I
Yes,
lived
it
it
is.
yesterday too. They put me through the ringer with it.
Game versus West Bloomfield.
Oxford.
I'm
I know. I'm sorry.
trying to stay in division there.
I'm sorry. All right, one more for now. 5 touches, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. 5 touches.
Lucas.
5 touchdowns.
Look, I've hit on it a few times, right?
You have. You
Robbie's
have.
going no. Robbie's going no. So this is
5
all you, Grant.
touches, 106 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Let's go Samson.
Ding, ding, ding. What game?
That was obviously the St. Mary's game.
No. It was Brighton.
Okay.
I love obviously. Obviously,
who missed that?
All right, we'll give it a rest for now, fellas. But
Thank you,
we'll be
Patty.
back
Fun.
for
Thanks,
more.
Patty.
Okay?
No, appreciate you as always, Patty. Of course, keeping an eye on the scores as well, as is the legend LP in the house as well. LP, what you got for us?
All right, we're going to go check out a Division 8 regional in Madison Heights. Allen Park, Cabrini, and Madison, 2 10-1 teams, both coming off district titles, both chasing history. Cabrini just got its first ever district crown with that revenge blowout of Riverview. Gabriel Richard, Madison on its longest playoff run since 18. First quarter, Cabrini strikes first. This is Evan Bergdahl, who finds Landon Emmerich near midfield. He does the rest, hits the sideline, hits the Jets 55 yards to the house. Monarchs on the board, Cabrini up 7-0. The next Cabrini possessions, the Eagles will punch back. It is going to be Bergdahl going to the air, but Jason Jennings jumps the route, snatches the interception for Madison. Madison turns it right into points. That is coming up here next. He's going to hand the ball off to Mr. Arsenio Washington. We'll get there. Lots of hero there for that young man, but he earned it. You know, you get a pick six in the playoffs. Here we go. So he didn't get a pick six, but he got close. Arsenio Washington finished it off. He got a 32-yard touchdown. The extra point would be no good. Cabrini still in front 7-6 in the first. So we're going to now take it to the second quarter, and Cabrini leaning on their quarterback. Now, after converting a big fourth down, it's going to be Bergdahl who will keep it himself on the sneak. He is going to get inside. Monarchs stretch the lead to 14-6. However, Madison just always has an answer here, at least in the first half. It is going to be Nehemiah Patman who will drop back and launch a deep ball, hits Jennings, and Jennings is going to get in for a 40-yard touchdown. Eagles right back in it. They cut the lead to 14-12. Then it seems like the play of the half actually happened to be on the conversion, and you will see that coming up here shortly. So Patman is looking for his guy. He's reversing field, circles all the way. Somehow is going to eventually find his way all the way over to the other side of the field. It's going to send it up, and it's going to be Washington who's going to end up getting into the end zone. So Madison and Cabrini are tied 14-14 at the half, and that is how it stands right now.
That's a good one. We'll be keeping an eye on that, keeping an eye on everything around the state right now as well. Once again, I want to thank Jimmy John's. They fed the crew tonight. We've got a big crew here tonight. And if you haven't tried the pickle sandwich yet, it is absolutely legit. So thank you, Jimmy Johnson. Thank you for the gargantuan. It was life-changing for me, so I appreciate that as well. Grant, while we have a second, waiting for some more highlights to come in, some scoring updates as well. Why don't we take a look at some of the matchups in Division 3 and 4 of the MHSAA playoff? Boy, some great matchups there, right? Let's start there. Unity Christian was rolling. Look at those. You say it all the time, but you take a look at those points, and then you look at what Harper Woods has.
Yeah, they're just a little bit above the rest there with the points. Interested to see what the update there is versus Divine Child. That should be a good one. Harper Woods, obviously the favorite. We talked about Dakota Garant a lot. That junior prospect at the receiver position is pretty special. They got a good quarterback in Nate Rochelo as well. I remember seeing Goodrich had a little bit of a lead on Williamston. But, man, some good matchups here in this D4 semifinal.
No doubt about that. We scroll up a little bit. Speaking of some good matchups, some darn good matchups there. The bottom right corner, just to let you know, Warren De La Salle did win that game. Knocking off King. So this run from Coach Roan and the Pilots continues. Zeeland West, they were up, if I'm not mistaken. That one was tied. 22-22. Yeah, that one was tied. Mount Pleasant and EGR. EGR Athletics, they have been getting it done in multiple sports. And, DeWitt is just a machine right now. And, again, you look at those playoff points. When you see teams in the high 70s and into the 80s, you know those teams are juggernauts, and DeWitt's offense, at least tonight, showing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's looking like it's going to be a matchup here next week of DeWitt versus De La Salle. That should be a really interesting matchup.
Pretty cool, no doubt about that. Patty's always pretty cool as well, keeping an eye on some of the scores, and she's got an update for us. Patty?
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be DeWitt moving on 56-26 against Fenton in the third, and then Gibraltar Carlson and Dexter tied at 35-35 in the third quarter. But I do want to back it up just a hair to Allen Park Cabrini. I want to touch on their offense. So after talking with their coach earlier this season, it's really unique because oftentimes their players are the play callers out there on the field. So coach was saying how him and his staff take a lot of time going through and teaching that kind of stuff to their guys so that they're the ones that can actually pick up on things out there on the field and play and make calls that they're comfortable playing out and seeing that. Very unique. I don't know how often you would really see that in any sector, especially in the high school one. So back over to you guys.
Thank you, Patty. Great job as always. And, we were talking about teams it's hard to play catch-up against. Certainly Notre Dame Prep, one of those teams, because you know what they do, Grant? You get one back, and it seems like they go, oh, yeah, and they just get it right back. Frankenmuth had made it 28-21. Take a look here. Big touchdown reception just out of the outstretched arms of the defender. And Frankenmuth's feeling pretty good about themselves. They're right back in it, right?
Yeah,
it's 28-21. And then Notre Dame Prep says, oh, yeah. Going up top, big reception to the house. It's 35-21 again. So Frankenmuth goes, well, we just scored. Oh, my goodness, we're going to have to do it again. They made it 35-28. And then Brody Sink. Remember that kid?
Yeah, Brody Sink, yep.
Brody Sink makes a big touchdown reception, and all of a sudden that game is back to 42-28. But that's what we're talking.
Yeah.
You cut it to 7. Boom. You cut it to 7. Boom. You don't like to play catch-up. It starts to get in the head a little bit, doesn't it, Grant?
It does. And those are those games where you're so close. You can feel that distance kind of, closing in. But a team like Notre Dame Prep, they excel in those close moments, and they take it to that next notch. They say, all right, yeah, you get it to within 7, but we can get this to 14 real quick. And a team like Notre Dame Prep, if they can get it to 14, they're sitting in the driver's spot, and they feel comfortable right there. And this one's kind of getting blown open a little bit. And we've talked about their offense. They know how to score. You saw Brody Sink on that deep pass from number 15, the quarterback. They're hitting on all cylinders.
Did you see Hudson with 52 points at the half? They were up 52-14.
I heard you at the half. You said
At
that,
the
Grant?
half. That's what it said at the half.
Oh,
My goodness gracious. Detroit Catholic Central Clarkston, certainly that's one
yeah.
we're keeping our eye on. 35-7 now. A little bit of a surprise there. Look, did I think Catholic Central was going to win? I did. We were talking about it before the show. But I think to be up 35-7 right now, that's a little bit of a wow factor for Justin Sasante.
Yeah, that is. And Justin Sasante's got those boys rolling. Coming into this game, we said that if Clarkson wants to stay in this game, they're having to shrink the game, really control the football, stay on the offensive side of the ball, led by their quarterback, Alex Wyshenko, and the Bash brothers running it. But, man, DCC and head coach Justin Sasante playing great football.
Dexter Gibraltar Carlson, 35-35. Groves, as we mentioned, on top. I saw OLSM was up big. They were up, I think it was 42-7 as the scroll went by. Hey, listen, Eaglets looking like they're ready to make another run to the championship.
Yeah, I mean, they got the pedigree. They did it last year, and when you got a team that has done it, has been there, and they know the pedigree, they know what it takes. All it takes is a little bit of momentum. A great win last week versus Brother Rice. They're looking like they're a problem there.
Hudsonville Unity Christian has a 38-14 lead over Big Rapids. I love seeing these scores. I keep repeating the scores, and then I remember, oh, yeah, there's a scroll going on that you can all see as well. But it's really cool because, as I said, we are reacting in real time as these scores come in. Look at Michigan Center trying to get in that blow-for-blow with Monroe Jefferson. Speaking of blow for blow, Frankenmuth trying to play catch up with Notre Dame Prep. That's what's going on. Jackson Lumen Christi, let's see what that is. 21-7 now. So a little breathing room against Ida. Lots of breathing room in the back for Lauren Plant. LP?
Beautiful it is. It's fresh breeze back here. All right, guys, Division I regional final. We're talking about this one. Romeo and Rochester Adams, two of the hottest teams left in the state, getting close to Ford Field. Adams storming out back in a regional final, second straight year. Here comes Romeo, winners of 8 of their last 9, powered by defense and physicality. This one was tight right from the bat. Early first quarter, Adams at the goal line. Lorenzo Sartin up the gut and in. Short punch for the first points of the night. 6-0 Rochester Adams. But Romeo would answer and respond. Troy Smith takes the sweep, hits the corner, dives inside the pylon for 6. Bulldogs grab the lead 7-6 with the PAT, and that was after the first quarter. But Adams would regain control again in the second quarter. Back in the red zone, it's Sartin again, powering straight ahead for another short touchdown, his second of the night, and that put Adams in front 12-7. They would have a 2-point conversion to gain the edge at the half. It would be Brady Lidstrom who is going to take it in, or actually off the pass. He receives that. Adams takes a 14-7 lead at the break, and so that's where we stand right now. Adams, the Highlanders, up.
Two great fan bases, two programs that you know they're just going to be there when all is said and done. I bet that's a dandy going on right now.
Yeah, that's a really good matchup. Romeo brings a really complicated, but not really complicated offense to the table. I mean, it's an offense that's complicated because the defense has so many pieces to follow, whether it's the wings in motion or the counter or the cutback. And then you look at Adams, led by their quarterback, Rylan Waters, who has been doing it for a very long time, is very good at what he does and is really good with his legs, quite frankly. So to see that game and to see Adams up, not surprising. We expected Adams to do pretty well, but I mean, this is a really evenly matched game and one that I'm excited to see the outcome of.
Every time you count out a Tony Petrito team, you're making a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
We saw him earlier this year, and he would be the first guy to say, hey, we aren't all that right now. Mm-hmm. And then as the season goes, there's a reason why this guy is a legend. That team just gets dangerous seemingly every year, Grant.
Yeah, you do. And it's family ties, too. You know, there's sons calling it offense. I think the other son's calling it defense. You know, Mark and I think Sean is the other one. They got the thing rolling. It's family ties over there. It's hard to beat a family when they're in unison like that.
He spells his name the right way, too, S-E-A-N. Why don't we throw it back to Patty Cesarini with a scoreboard update?
Yeah, update on that Traverse City Central, Portage Central game, 24-20. Portage Central back on top. And then Hudson, 63-14 against Springport. But I do want to touch on that Adams, that offense and the relationship between the father and the son duo. So, I mean, I know, Grant, you already quasi touched on it. So his son, who became the offensive coordinator, Mark Petrito, joined the staff in 2021 after graduating and playing at Central Michigan. And it's funny because what's funny about it is that head coach Petrito said, you know, we get into it sometimes. We get after it because we're both really competitive, but it's a competitive contention on what we both think is best for the team. So in the end, they're both challenging each other for the benefit of the team. But if that isn't any indicator of what it's like working with your dad or your son, any sort of familial tie, I don't know what is, because it's just, you know how it is. You always end up butting heads. At least that's how it was for me when I had to work for my father. Just butt heads all the time.
Mm-hmm. But there's something right about it.
Yeah, oh yeah,
it's true.
They're really, Patty, there's just something. My father and I couldn't have been any different. And you know what, though? If we had to work on something, we got her done.
Yeah.
You know what? Because it was like one of those things. My dad was old school. He had no problem turning around and looking at me and going, you know what? You're dumb. And conversely, I could turn around at my old man when he needed to laugh and say something silly that made him laugh. So it's kind of that yin-yang thing, right?
Yeah, it is. And for a lot of these coaches, calling plays is a lot like having – it's their baby. It's what they do. And given that priority, given that responsibility up, it's really tough. And a lot of coaches don't like to do it. But when your son shows that he's worthy and you have that good competitive balance – probably made that decision a lot easier for Tony to give it to his son Mark there. And like you said, Patty, I mean, if you want to butt heads with somebody, it's got to be the family member. That's where you get those great ideas, and you kind of go back into that foxhole, but you come out feeling really good about it for sure. But that's a cool inside scoop there, Patty.
Mm-hmm, of course.
Great stuff, Patty. And, of course, Patty, a wonderful addition to our Game Night Live coverage this year. I wanted to say that publicly, Patty. Great job working the sidelines. And it's not easy sometimes going down and talking to those coaches. As you know, You can get a little ornery, okay? Grant and I are safe up in the booth, right? What are they having for food at halftime? And Patty's down there going, I hope this man doesn't yell at me.
I'm in the trenches. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The only battle I'm having is how many hot dogs do I eat at halftime. That's the only battle I'm having. So thank you as always, Patty. We appreciate that as we roll on here on Score. Lots of action, lots of scores coming down. John Watson is trying to direct everybody, which I appreciate as he's running around. And it's kind of funny because he's got the Squidward shoes on right now as we take a look at the division. If you hear squeaking, do not adjust your monitors, okay? That is squeaking, okay? It is not Mr. Krabs yelling at Mr. Squidward. It's John Watson walking across the floor. And if it sounds like a duck, it's not a duck, it's John Watson. All right, take a look at those semifinals right there. TCC, what a great run they're having in the playoffs so far. That's one that we're keeping an eye on. That Carlson game, boy, we've been watching that since the second we got on here tonight. Groves, that was 17-7, correct?
Yes, I believe so. Yep. St. Mary's has a pretty convincing lead versus Midland Dow. Touching on CC again, or TCC, I mean, they came off last week a win versus Muskegon. That was impressive in itself. Battling Portage Central here, and like you said, that Dexter Gibraltar Carlson has been fireworks from the start.
All right, let's move up and take a look at the top side here. Boy, the rematch of that dandy that we saw. Oh, my goodness.
We got a score update on that one? Hudsonville and East Kentwood?
Tomorrow. That one's tomorrow.
Okay,
yep,
gotcha. I know the Saline Cass Tech game, that's about a 14-point lead from Cass Tech. I believe that's close to the fourth, if not approaching it. Clarkson and CC. My good coworker here, Robbie, just gave me a look. It's probably not doing too well. I think it's 35-7 still. 42-7.
Oh, sorry, Robbie.
That's not the update Robbie wanted to give, but he gave it, and that's a man doing his job. With 6 minutes left in that game, and Rochester Adams, Romeo, we've touched on that one just now. That one's looking like a good one here late.
Hey, what a great story that Bulldog team was when we were out there. It goes to show you how important your starting quarterback is. If I'm not mistaken, Grant, they started out 0-2, right?
Yeah.
Their starting quarterback comes back, and all of a sudden,
I mean, it looked like a new team. We both had said, hey, looks like this team might, they might. Nope. Romeo came out. That quarterback was flying. That offense looked great. And there's no reason that they're here right now still playing here in the regional finals.
I love when they hand me sheets like this. You guys can walk up here anytime. Like, seriously, I appreciate you all, no doubt about it. Why don't we catch up with what's going on with Dexter and Carlson? I think at last hit, it was 28-21 Carlson. It did not stay 28-21 Carlson. I've seen that guy someplace before. Isaiah Wright makes it 35-21.
Yeah, and you'll see more of them, too. Headed to Purdue next year, number 5.
Dexter, not to be undone. They get in the end zone to make it 35-28. There's another look at another touchdown there. I think we're going to catch up now, and we'll see Carlson get one back. But some space has been created in this game. All right, here's the touchdown. This is a pass right up the gut. That's Oliver Hutchinson. So that makes it 35-28. Dexter's right back in this game, right? They're not done.
Man.
Into the end zone. That's Navarro with the touchdown. We're all tied up at 35. Dexter scores to make it 42-35. Take a look at the action here. Well, there's another. That's the Navarro play. My apologies. That's the Navarro play. And then that's another touchdown. That's Hutchinson with a touchdown. But it is, I'm being told now, 49-35. 49-35. Dexter's on top.
That's what the ticker said, yep.
49-35. Wow. ND Prep still on top of Frankenmuth, 42-28. Lumen Christie, that's got to be late fourth quarter, right? That's got to be late. You know, the funniest thing about doing this show, too, is some of our correspondents are coming in, and our guy Ernest just walked by. He looked like one of Sanders' helpers, right? He did. He was all dressed in red, and he had the bag over his it was a bag full of equipment, but shout out to Ernest and all the guys that are out there braving the elements tonight. Ernest comes in here with a smile on his face, raising the roof. That a boy, Ernest. We appreciate you guys being out here all night. All right, this is Groves and Lakeview. It is a final. It is a final now between Groves and Lakeview. How about Groves going into Lakeview and coming away with a 38-14 victory?
Find themselves exactly where they were last year in the semifinals.
Who can forget that game?
Yeah, man. So they got one more game to get past those, that mark last year. Looking to see what Groves does here in the next round. Congratulations to Birmingham Groves and Coach Flaherty.
That is 2 regional titles in a row. As you mentioned, John Kidd even put out in John Kidd fashion a list of stats for us today. Invaluable. Thank you very much, John Kidd. Can I go back to that decision? For people out there that don't know, Groves decided to go for 2. It was Orchard Lake St. Mary's, correct? Against Orchard Lake St. Mary's. And Grant, I'm a riverboat gambler. I would never second-guess myself. Why keep playing? I have the opportunity to win the game. I want to go for 2. I don't want to give you a chance.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you a chance. It didn't work, and I know a lot of people would probably beat themselves over it. I hope Coach Flaherty didn't. I would say go for it. And I know a lot of people, old school people in particular, don't think that way. I've always been one, why am I going to give you a chance to win when I can go win the game myself?
Yeah, and that's an argument or a conversation that you hear so often. But I agree with you, Sean. If you have the opportunity to keep your offense on the field with only just two yards to go, and that if you get in across that goal line and it ends the game,
that's it.
That's it. The question's done. There's no what ifs. No, hey, maybe they get to. No, hey, that's game over. I agree with you there. Especially in the heat of the moment, if you feel like you have that energy or that push to get you across, go with it, man. Fly with it.
Isn't that amazing, too? I mean, that's how close Orchard Lake was to being knocked out, and then they won the state championship.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that
really
works out. Hey, Lauren Plant and I do this, and it's always the first taping day in August is always hot. Like, if we could mix in one of those chilly August days, because, occasionally we get like when we were down.
PKC?
Yeah, the PKC was a chilly August day. But it always seems when Lauren and I tape that first Mr. Football thing of the year, it's 2,000 degrees and 800% humidity, okay? But here's the reason that we go over the criteria so much, okay? There's our criteria. We live and die by this criteria. And if you're new to this process, then you don't know what I'm about to tell you. If you've been following us a while, then you know the show well. We legitimately get in a room the week of Thanksgiving, the conference room here at State Champs. Professor Plant goes to the chalkboard, writes down all that criteria, legitimately writes down all that criteria, and then we rank our top 4 in each one of those categories. And you would be shocked to see, you'll walk into the room thinking, oh, this guy's going to win. This guy's going to win. But when we apply that criteria, there have been a couple times where you're like, no, by the criteria, we got to give it to this guy.
Yeah.
And that has been a really foolproof thing for us. And that's why we're really adamant about reminding people of what our criteria is. Performance throughout the season, obviously critical. Level of competition, yeah, it does count who you play. Online vote, automatically the winner gets into the Final Four. This is where things start to put you over the top. Needless to say, Grant, the cream will rise to the top. You have big game performances in big games in the playoffs, and you are going to skyrocket. And that also leads to team success as well. You do that in a big game in the playoff, your team goes another round. Yeah, this is where you start to rise to the top. So there you go. Highly recruited athlete, like if you're a wide receiver who ends up at Michigan, that would call yourself, even though you're modest and you won't say it, I would call you a highly recruited athlete if you played high school football and ended up at Michigan.
Hey, that might be me. I don't know.
It is you. Why don't we throw it over to Patty as well? Patty's a college athlete as well.
Yep.
Patty, what do you got?
Fourth quarter, Mount Pleasant up 28-14 against East Grand Rapids, and then 3 final scores for you. Lumen Christi walks away with a win, 21-7 against Ida, and then Orchard Lake St. Mary's 42-7, the final against Midland Dow. Portage Central, they pull this one out 24-20 against Traverse City Central. And then score update for the CC Clarkston game, 42-7 with just a couple minutes left in this game. And if you want to talk about someone who Coach Sassante really sings their praises, it is Duke Banta, the junior quarterback. He had nothing but glowing remarks to say about him when we talked to him just a couple of weeks ago. So he had to sit behind Skylar Hunter for a couple of years. The two of them, they had a great relationship, said that Banta learned a lot emotionally, physically, all of the sorts. And over the years, Coach said he has grown into just a man and said that he's the equivalent of a gym rat. So Banta is going to Coach often and saying, we need to be doing more. We need to be getting back in the gym. And Coach Sassante is the one being like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, slow it down, okay? We might need to take a quick break here. But he said he manages the game really well, stays in the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield. And the unique thing, too, is that he's also a captain. As a junior at CC, as a captain, that hasn't happened, or it may have happened only once in the past 50 years. So this kid's pretty special. Back to you guys.
Great stuff, Patty. Appreciate it as always. I think I saw a final there, 29-13. Adams knocked off Romeo. I think that went final. That's the one's a little surprising to me. No disrespect to the Highlanders, but the way that Romeo was rolling, that one's a little surprising to me.
Yeah. I mean, hey, like you said, don't count the Petritto brothers, though. I mean, the Petritto family. I mean, they are. When it comes to playoff time, they know what to do, and as you see that from that score, I mean, we talked so highly on Romeo and how their quarterback was out the first 2 weeks. They get him back, and then they start humming, and they start beating teams that maybe they're not supposed to beat. But they meet Rochester Adams, and this Adams team is just so familiar with these playoff runs, and led by the quarterback Rylan Waters. It's going to be hard to get around those guys.
Boy, did you Monroe Jefferson 56-38? Boy, what a crazy game that is, huh? Well, I mean, you're talking close to 100 points, for goodness sake. Kingsley, it went final. Congratulations. Kingsley knocks off Reed City. Patty already reported Lumen Christie with that win over Ida. Almont, they just keep rolling, a 44-8 victory over Detroit Edison. Pewamo, Westphalia, and Ithaca. That's one certainly to keep an eye on if we can get an update of that. Maple City Glen Lake. Ooh, look at that. 14-14, fourth quarter.
Okay, Bark River Harris, let's go.
Boy, Hudson just rolled 63 points in the third quarter. My goodness gracious.
That's what we call a running clock right there.
Hey, look at Cabrini hanging around too, right?
Shout out Uncle Will and Uncle Greg.
Good stuff there. Catholic Central, as Patty just said, 42-7. That's got to be late fourth quarter now, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, is it official? It's over? Yeah, 42-7. Sorry, Robbie. Robbie, a Clarkston legend, just looked at me. He gave me the sad puppy eyes, and he said, just like that. That's exactly what happened. He said, it's over. Clarkston's finest, Robbie. Heck of a season, no doubt about that. The Clarkston Wolves. I go back to the first week of the season. What an impressive win they had the first week of the season.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Coach Sassante and the Shamrocks. They move on.
They do, and they're looking really good. And coming to this game, it was the Gash versus Bash Bowl, and early on, the Bash brothers held their own. They stayed in it, kept the team in it, and it just DCC, Detroit Catholic Central, they are really they don't have a weak position on the field, whether that's a left tackle, Benny Azuko, the quarterback who we just talked about, Duke Banta, or, I mean, you look at their defensive end, Jack Janda, committed to Wisconsin. I mean, they are a powerhouse for a reason. Head coach Justin Sasante's got them rolling. Look for them to be on a collision course, possibly facing Cass Tech here in 2 weeks.
Well, we have somebody pulling away as well with some of our highlights. At last check-in, it was 42-35, Dexter and Gibraltar Carlson.
And this quarterback, Cooper Arndt, man. Highlight reel.
Look at that pass. Yeah. Jeez, OP.
Cole Navarra as well. 200-plus yards last week. I would love to know what he has this week.
He's got 3 on the night, if I'm not mistaken. There's another touchdown in the back of the end zone, and direct snap here. That's a pretty good decision out of the Wildcat to Isaiah Wright as we take a look at some of the highlights. We'll get caught up here in just a second, but now is that the stadium or our cameraman? A little bit of both, huh?
There he is.
There's the second, I believe, of 3 touchdowns for Cole Navarra. as we look at some of the highlights. I can tell you 56-42, Dexter's taking the lead. How about that?
Man. I mean, it's been fireworks. I mean, since we sat down in this chair, we literally, the highlights on our 6-game screen, it's just Dexter going this way, Gibraltar going this way. It's been back and forth, and now it seems like Dexter's got a little bit of handle on it. And, I mean, that passing attack with Cooper Arndt and Cole Navarra, I mean, they're probably setting some records at Dexter this year. It's impressive what they're doing.
There are some explosive fireworks going on all over the state. That one, near 100 points. It's unbelievable. 8-player, right? We're looking forward to that. We aren't going to be here next week. We're going to be up in Marquette. But there are some of the matchups. Hey, get yourself ready. Grant, I'm telling you right now, I'm not sure about the fans from the other 3 places, although a fine Irish lad as myself always loves to see St. Patrick. But those Deckerville people, they are cool people.
Yeah.
We had a blast with them up in Marquette last year. But, Grant, the winner of one will be playing the winner of the other, and we'll be talking about that next week.
Excited to see it, man. Excited to go. Can't wait for this opportunity.
Yeah, and then we'll take a look here. Norway, Blanchard, Montebello, Martin, Kingston. This is going to be so much fun, and it is fun. The games are quick. I really am a big fan of 8-player football,
I'm
Grant.
excited. And looking at the playoff points, these all look like very leveled teams.
Yeah, it'll be great. So by all means, check us out next week. John Watson, yell at me if I'm incorrect here, but we will have the 8-player final for you, not only on the State Champs Network, on MHSAA TV. How's that? All right. See, that's why I said yell at me, and John will never pass up an excuse to yell at me. Make no mistake about that. Why don't we throw it over to Lauren Plant? What's up, LP?
All right, going to get you an update in the Allen Park Cabrini-Madison game. We're going to open up the third with some madness. So Cabrini's going to kick it away, and nobody from Madison just decides to go get it. Ball just sits there. Logan Emmerich is going to recover it, and that is a gift-wrap 25-yard onside kick. So the Monarchs steal a possession to start the field, the second half. So a short field for the Monarchs, and Noah Roman is going to take the handoff, cuts inside, powers his way across the goal line. Cabrini turning the miscue into points, back in front 21-14 early in the third. But Madison refusing to go away. Nehemiah Patman drops back, hits Tyrion Davis, and Davis slips free and scores. Another quick answer from the Eagles. So that trimmed the lead to 21-20 in favor of Cabrini. Mid-fourth, Madison driveman. Patman keeps it. He's going to squeeze it through a crease. Touchdown, muscles it in from short range. Eagles take the lead 26-21 with under 7 minutes to go. But this one's been really punch for punch all night. Cabrini's answered again. The newest update, they lead it 28-26, about 7 minutes left in regulation. And did you guys see the score for that Madison Heights-Madison Michigan Center game? Not Madison, I'm sorry, Monroe Jefferson.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Unbelievable.
like 71 points put up.
There's
by
a
Jefferson,
ton
man.
of points
We did a
being
story
scored
on
all
that
over.
team this
The other
season,
one we were
and
just talking about is 98.
Yeah.
Like, what? What
Insanity.
are we doing?
Yeah.
You want some score updates? Well, that's what Patty Cesarini's for. I want some score updates. So if I want something, I'm going to Patty Cesarini, and so are you, Patty.
Touche. A lot of finals coming through again. Bark River 22-21 over Maple City Glen Lake. Lowell gets the win 36-34 against Sealand West. Kingsley beats Reed City 18-14. Almont walks away with a 44-8 win over Detroit Edison. West Catholic 27-0 against Hackett. Pulled the dub out there. Hudsonville Unity Christian gets the win 52-14 against Big Rapids. And then Hudson 68-22 against Springport. Finals. Back to you guys.
Boy, somebody called in the offense. Well, the weather's a little nicer around the state today, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
has something to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, because usually at this point, I mean, there could be snow on the ground, but usually by round 3, you're seeing the defenses really step up, and you're seeing more of the 17-7s, maybe the 21-7 scores. But this, I mean, what was it, 68-22, Sean? I mean,
Yeah.
that is. You weren't lying. The offenses were ordered, and they got delivered today.
Yeah, there is something different. Make no mistake about that when the weather's a little warmer. Okay, Grant, you know it better than anybody. There's something about that pigskin in the cold. It becomes hard. Kickers don't want to kick it. It hurts your hand,
Yeah,
as you know, whether guys want to
absolutely.
admit it or not. That's a big part of it. Yeah, 68-22. My goodness gracious. Madison Heights, Madison, as Lauren was talking about, that's one to keep an eye on. Cabrini just keeps coming back. Catholic Central, speaking of offense, boy, they got the offense going. Sorry, Robbie. Out at Clarkston. Was it 42-13 final? 40. You should see his face. I looked over at him like it just devastated.
It's like that, you go to the doctor and it's, how do you feel today? And it's like smiley, not smiley, red. Like throughout the progression of this show, it was 7-0 Clarkston, bright and happy Robbie. And as the show's gone on, it's just, we're at like almost red face now. So that's how Robbie's doing. And I feel for you. Hey, my Warriors lost last week, so I got it out of the way earlier.
Clarkson's always in it. You'll be back next year.
Yeah.
Was there anything worse than when somebody would tell you that? Like
You got it next year.
God bless your mom.
Yeah.
Mom was always good. Your last game of the year, you're hanging your head. Honey, it's only a game, and you'll be back next year. And you're like, please don't say that to me. Say anything to me. Say anything. Don't say it's only a game. Say, I'm going to go get you a double pepperoni pizza. That will make me happy. Saying it's only a game and you'll be back next year, it never worked.
No, there's a lot that leads up to a whole season. I mean, talk about practice in August. I mean, it's a whole calendar cycle. I mean, you lose in the playoffs, and you got a long time to let that sink in and really, mourn that loss. So, hearts out to all the losers today. It's an unfortunate time, but hey, you play to win, and sometimes you lose.
Yeah, and you know what? Your school's proud of you. Certainly, we're all proud of you. Thanks for the memories. I mean, that's the coolest thing about working this job is watching a lot of kids grow up in front of your very eyes. It is a final, by the way. Dexter knocks off Carlson by a score of 56-42. So congratulations to the Dreadnoughts. That's an upset. I think that one's an upset. Wow. Taking a look at some of the scores down here before we get out of here. I think this is going to do it for the score this year, right, John? Is this our last episode? It is. This was such a great idea. I have to give our owner, the owner of our company, Lou Batante, credit for coming up with this idea. This is something that was thrown at us last year. It was in February, if my mind is serving me correctly, where, hey, would you like to sit around in the studio and watch a bunch of hockey games and talk about what you see on television? No, that doesn't sound like something I'd want to be in. No, it was a great idea, and we kind of made it come to fruition during the hockey season. And I think, Grant, it might even work better during football season because there are so many games going on, and instead of running all over the place looking at a bunch of different things, you get it all in one centralized location. This is a heck of a lot of fun.
It is. I mean, like you said, you get football, you get to sit here with your buddies, and you get to talk about it with the fans and all the communities watching. I can't think of a better way to spend a Friday night. Because you think about it, you want to know, hey, who's in Division 4 winning, who's in Division, hey, just come to State Champs, come check out the score. We got it all for you. It's been a really fun past 3 weeks.
Yeah, it really has. Been a blast working with you. And the whole crew here, I cannot speak highly enough of everybody here. And I think a vast majority of them are also going to jump in the truck with us to Marquette. And so we're looking forward to that next week. We're going to be leaving Friday, hanging out in Marquette. I know of a few couple spots up there that maybe we could hang out and grab a good meal or a sub. No doubt about that. But next Saturday, of course, Grant, the Superior Dome. And when I say on the shores of Lake Superior, don't think that I'm joking. Like, literally, I can walk you out the back door at the Superior Dome, and then you're like, wow, there's Lake Superior, like right there. You can literally skip stones like a few feet out of the back door. It's a beautiful location, and that will be the spot for the 8-man final. And, of course, Grant Perry will be the commentator. I'll be on the call. Patty will be down on the sideline. We are really honored to be bringing you 8-player football again for the second year in a row from Superior Dome.
Can't wait. Can't wait to be out there with you guys.
All right, before we get out of here, and we're going to be out of here momentarily, why don't we check in with LP for some updates. LP?
All right, we'll give you the final second half highlights from Romeo and Rochester Adams. Third quarter, Adams looking to create some separation. Ryland Waters with the handoff, bounces inside, powers through, gets in from 10 yards out. That pushes Rochester Adams out to a 20-7 lead. They were going to go for 2 on the conversion. Right back to Waters, same look, same edge. Waters off tackle, in again for the conversion. So they stretched their lead to 22-7 here in the third. So Romeo trying to stay in it. Landon Fetty is going to get the corner, turn it upfield, and he's gone off the edge for the touchdown. That cut it to 22-13 late in the third. Fourth quarter now, though, Adams looking to seal it, and they would. This one is going to go over the middle. It is caught by Matt Topner, and he is in the open, taking it 67 yards to the house. That's the knockout blow. Rochester Adams wins this one and advances 29-13, the final.
That's a really cool atmosphere. I bet you they were having fun at Rochester Adams tonight, LP. No doubt about it. Appreciate you as always, my friend. Check out LP. Listen, State Champs isn't State Champs without what that guy's done over the years. And State Champs isn't what we are without you guys. Thank you so much for joining us here on Score and, of course, everything that we do. Patty Cesarini, great job. Appreciate you. BJ, John Watson, thank you guys for all that you do. Jimmy Johns, thank you very much tonight. Our great crew. Seriously, so many people working behind the scenes. We appreciate you guys. And Grant Perry, always a pleasure to see and work with you, my friend.
Likewise, partner. Appreciate the time.
Hey, listen, for everybody involved, my name is Sean Baligian. Thanks for checking out Score here on the State Champs Network and Local 4+. Good night.
State Champs Score is delivered by Hungry Howie's Pizza. Also brought to you by Lawrence Technological University, Alta Equipment Company, Michigan High School Athletic Association, and the Construction Association of Michigan.